Joel McHale returns as the host of House of Villains Season 2, bringing together a new batch of iconic reality TV villains. The lineup includes Teresa from The Real Housewives of New Jersey, Camilla from Bad Girls Club, Richard from Survivor, and many more. Oh, and guess who's back?
Ding dong, the is back, and I'm gonna run this mother. I wanna win! It's my turn to win!
These villains will lie and cheat their way to the prize of $200,000. The first challenge, Crimes Against Reality, has the villains breaking out of prison cells in two teams. The white team, consisting of Safaree, Wes, Candy, Teresa, and Larissa, makes a pact to choose 3 people from the other team if they win.
We can make a deal right now. Whoever a supervillain is, you're choosing 3 people from the other side.
In each cell is a lever called the FU lever. If any villain pulls the FU lever, they are guaranteed safety at the first hit list ceremony.
About the lever, if none of us do it, we'll win.
It makes sense to me.
However, New York pulls the FU lever, guaranteeing her immunity, but putting her team at a disadvantage.
60-second pause.
Are you kidding me? Of course New York did it.
In the end, the white team wins the challenge, and Safaree becomes the super villain of the week.
You gotta keep your promise. You're gonna pick 3 out of the other team.
For the hit list. But remember, the hit list doesn't mean you're going home. One person's going home, not everybody, so.
Yeah.
As the super villain of the week, Safaree must decide who to put on the hit list. Victoria tries to flirt her way out of being chosen, despite making a pact with his team to choose from the other team.
Whoever a supervillain is, you're choosing 3 people from the other side, period.
Safaree betrays them by putting Larissa and Candy on the hit list. Oh, and he threw flirtatious Victoria up there too. Candy is particularly upset, feeling that Safaree broke their pact and is now a snake. Safaree's reasoning for his choices is questionable, with Larissa being called a floater and Candy being accused of not talking to him enough. The hit list ceremony ends with a dramatic confrontation between Safaree and Candy, setting the stage for more villainous antics to come.
Now clock that, T.
Wow.
After the hit list nomination, alliances start forming as Wes plays puppet master with multiple villains, including a secret pact with Camilla. Candy, Victoria, and Larissa face the Hollywood Walk of No Shame Redemption Challenge, where they must collect signatures on Hollywood Boulevard. With Candy working her drag queen magic and Victoria hustling nearby, Larissa takes a questionable approach, lying about collecting signatures for breast cancer awareness.
Can I afford to bring awareness for breast cancer? Why people in LA so mean?
Candy wins with 87 signatures, leaving Victoria and Larissa vulnerable. And sip on this. Sparks fly between New York and Safaree as they get cozy, strategizing. Though she's been engaged for 3+ years. Oh, and Teresa served up a salty meal for the villains.
It's horrible.
It tasted like a salt lick.
Yeah.
The house gets tense when Richard confronts Wes about his gameplay, declaring nobody's better than me. If anything, he's at least better than Teresa's over-seasoned meat. Now things heat up when Victoria trash talks the Raiders, sending Larissa into a rage. Their explosive argument right before the banishment ceremony has everyone scrabbling and second-guessing their votes. At the ceremony, Victoria pleads her case as if vying for a rose, and Larissa, well, she attempts to quote a Bible verse she completely made up.
Even in hell, it's good to know who you walk.
What verse? In what verse?
What Bible?
I created.
Amen? By a vote of 5-2, the villains banish Larissa, who expresses that Safaree should watch his back before disappearing through the wall. Looks like Larissa's fake Bible verse couldn't save her from getting banished, but it does provide for some divine comedy. But just when they think it's over, an alarm sounds and a mysterious figure appears in the banishment chair, leaving everyone shocked and us on a cliffhanger. After Larissa gets the boot, she's replaced by Larsa Pippen. Another housewife, anyone? Who immediately starts drama over bedroom arrangements, because of course.
Girl, I ain't going nowhere. The bed is mine. The girl's clearly walking in here hot and ready to go. She's like a Hot Pocket. But let me tell you one thing, Miss Thing, I eat Hot Pockets.
Meanwhile, Victoria scores a secret golden rooster. Yes, really. That gives her special powers to block nominations. The Party Crashers Challenge turns into a cutthroat game of 70s musical chairs.
Except there are no chairs, it's not about speed, and the music will be whatever we can cheaply license that sort of sounds like disco.
Where alliances dissolve faster than cotton candy in water. Camilla emerges as the weak supervillain, serving pure Scarface energy by putting Safaree, Wes, and Richard on the hit list. Because why play nice when you can play nasty? In a dramatic turn, Victoria pulls out her secret knock blocker power, saving Wes and replacing him with Jesse, leaving everyone's jaws on the floor. One moment you're in, the next moment you're out. Welcome to the House of Villains, where friendship is just a strategy and backstabbing is an art form. Camilla's attempt to take down King Wes backfired spectacularly with Victoria playing superhero. Talk about missing the mark. This leaves Camilla scrambling to patch things up with Wes, who is not buying any of her excuses. The house divides into a classic battle of the sexes, with Safaree promising to win the Redemption Challenge and settle scores. The Redemption Challenge, titled Body Snatchers, turns into a shocking maze adventure. Literally. As blindfolded villains get zapped while trying to save their blow-up body doubles, with Bobby Lights returning for a day of hosting duties. Jesse emerges victorious, leaving Richard and Safaree still in danger. In a dramatic banishment ceremony, Richard's plea falls flat.
Look, I really don't give a about any of you.
Wow.
While Safaree, with his Tubi-worthy fake crying.
Feels weird that I'm up here looking at it's done.
I don't see no tears.
Earn him another week in the house. This means Richard is unanimously voted out.
Bye, Richard!
Camilla, do your thing.
Leaving Camilla basking in her villainous triumph of taking the Survivor legend out. In the aftermath of Richard's banishment, the House of Villains continued its descent into chaos.
Victoria, come here, girl.
Camilla doesn't even let me be in the same room as her anymore.
What happened with this?
She said, I don't like your energy, get away. 10 minutes ago.
The campaign for Supervillain Battle Royale was a political nightmare, where villains were systematically eliminated through a mysterious box challenge. Ultimately, Larsa emerged victorious, becoming the new supervillain with a dramatic 6-1 vote against fellow housewife Teresa. But the real showstopper was New York's dramatic meltdown as she threw Teresa under the bus.
I did turn my back on my roommate because I feel like I'm entitled to my own room. So at this point, I just feel like I want Teresa to leave.
And dramatically proclaimed,
I am the villain! House me!
leaving everyone stunned, and Joel silently shocked. And all because New York wants her own room? Wes is living for the female drama, creating the Housewives of the Valley Alliance and stirring the pot like a master chef.
Here's some more tea. Her and Camilla were gonna put you two up.
Is that
if they had won. 100%.
In true reality TV fashion, Larsa's first act as supervillain was to shake things up by putting Victoria, Camilla, and, plot twist, Teresa on the hit list.
What the?
Everyone was screaming snake by the end, with alliances shifting faster than a politician's promises during election season. So, Larsa, the supervillain of the week, turned the house upside down by nominating all women for the hit list, including her Real Housewives buddy, Teresa. Someone call Andy Cohen. Our bad girl had a meltdown.
Don't cry, Camilla. Don't cry. Don't cry.
Mila, come on. We're not packing.
I don't even want to be on camera.
Just breathe.
The captain's.
And Victoria telling Teresa that Larsa was phony.
But keep your distance.
No, I'm fine. She's playing the game, which I'm fine.
No, she's not playing the game. She's not a good person.
The redemption challenge, a race to escape, took place at Villains Hop. Where Camilla, Teresa, and Victoria had to erase their names from various surfaces covered in graffiti. Despite Camilla gnawing at the graffiti with her teeth, and Teresa squinting through this challenge, Victoria emerged triumphant, wiping her name from both the walls and the hit list. Back at the house, things shifted faster than J-Lo's choice of men. New York and Teresa erupted into a screaming match.
You kiss my ass! No, Teresa!
While Wes schemed his revenge against Camilla. At the banishment ceremony, Camilla made her final desperate plea, but couldn't outrun karma. She was voted off.
We can't launch two at once.
Love you, baby.
Leaving Teresa to battle another day. After Camilla's tearful exit, Candy was big mad and thirsting for revenge, especially targeting Wes.
I just hope for y'all's sake I do not become supervillain of the week, because I have some big old plans for a few of you. Wes, for my girl, just so you know, you #1 on there.
What is going on, Joel?
The epic Blood on Your Hands Battle Royale went down. A mind-reeling challenge where our villains risk getting splattered with blood. Literally. The game? A villain chooses a bag, while the others guess if it's blood or plasma and pray they don't end up looking like a crime scene victim. The one blood-free at the end wins. After an intense showdown that would make Saul look like a tea party, Candy emerged as the supervillain of the week. But the real tea? Wes pulled the most diabolical move by fabricating a fake immunity letter, proving he's the true mastermind of manipulation.
I just want Candy to see the envelope but not read the rules, the fake rules, but the rules nonetheless that are written on the card about what this fake advantage says and does.
His bluff had Candy second-guessing her hit list strategy. In the end, Wes's sneaky plan worked like a charm, and Candy ultimately nominated Safaree, Victoria, and Larsa for the hit list, with Victoria now hating Larsa even more than before. Talk about villain drama at its finest. With Larsa, Safaree, and Victoria on the hit list, each plots their survival. Safaree claims his third eye is wide open.
My third eye open!
His third eye is his.
And Victoria is, well, done with Larsa's wardrobe critiques.
What did she say? I can't afford clothes, so I'm wearing this? Like,
That's a
what does she wear every day? Trashy
That's
clothes.
a beautiful dress.
The Redemption Challenge, cap it off, returns from last season, testing the villain's comedic skills. Spoiler, none are genuinely funny.
This game is not working.
Safaree, managing to scrape by with a win, leaves Larsa and Victoria in the hot seat. Back at the house, alliances continue to shift as Teresa struggles to choose between her Bravo loyalty to Larsa and her growing bond with Victoria. Wes and Jesse play both sides, while New York hilariously declares herself Victoria's unlikely ally. At the banishment ceremony,
Why should they banish Larsa instead of you?
I've had a very tumultuous journey to this point.
drama peaks when Teresa stands by Larsa.
My loyalty lies to who I knew first, which is Larsa. I don't cross the Bravo family.
Sending Victoria packing, and Victoria leaves furious.
Y'all are some good liars.
I didn't lie to your face. I knew Larsa before you.
Good. I'm glad to see where your loyalty lies,
Well,
Teresa. Even when I had your back.
I only have one thing to say to you. Sashay away.
Adios. Bye.
The real fun begins when Joel asks the villains to rank themselves from most to least villainous. With New York and Larsa passionately arguing their villainous credentials. Kandi claims the top spot and Teresa takes the bottom, Joel drops a bombshell. Double banishment, sending shockwaves throughout the house.
So, Teresa, unfortunately, since the house decided you were the least villainous, you are now banished.
Drama spilled over from last episode with Teresa's shocking banishment after being deemed the least villainous by her housemates. Dubbed Mother Teresa, she exited gracefully, leaving everyone stunned and Larsa traumatized. But not too traumatized to swiftly claim Teresa's room. New York made it her mission to target Jesse, but he had other plans, winning the 0 F's to Give challenge with a slingshot and some serious determination. Jesse secured the title of Supervillain of the Week. Wes, however, found himself in hot water after being caught in a web of lies about a fake immunity card, a move that left both Jesse and Safaree unimpressed.
I don't know who's drinking the Kool-Aid here, but sure ain't me, because it sounds like a sugary drink, and that would never go in my body. Miss me with that, you bozo clown.
For nominations,
you get to choose the 2 villains in danger of being banished. No redemption challenge, just a cold, hard vote.
Jesse flexed his villain muscles by putting New York and Kandi on the hit list. New York, living up to her dramatic reputation, went full mental on Jesse.
Don't no woman want no man with a little tongue, okay?
Okay.
What's wrong with the little... Don't answer that.
That's why you look like a circumcised chicken fetus.
Points for creativity. Kandi did not take this lightly either, unleashing a fiery tirade that included calling Jesse names that I care not to mention. With alliances crumbling and tempers flaring, this house is truly living up to its villainous name. With Kandi and New York on the hit list, Kandi is rallying for votes, while New York is being, well, New York.
What you smiling for? What you smiling for? Because I'll come down there and wipe that smile off your face. You know I will.
Then, just like that, the House unanimously votes to banish Kandi, but not before dropping some iconic final words.
To America and the world, and not anyone in this house, thank you for allowing me to be the most baddest, the most villainous villain to ever walk into this house. And remember, I play a villain on TV, not in real life.
The villains face their greatest, or should I say greasiest, Battle Royale challenge yet. Labeled Touch of Evil, they must cling to a butter statue of Joel's body. Yes, you heard that right. A butter statue. With New York immediately going for the booty. New York bowed out early after a bee decided she was its queen bee in charge.
As the HBIC, of course, I have a respect for the bees and the bee community. I gotta go inside and wash my hair.
Just when you thought it couldn't get wilder, all the previously banished villains come storming back into the house. Drama, chaos, you bet. Safaree's arms gave out, and Larsa quit because her butt cheeks hurt. While Wes was channeling his inner yoga guru, Jesse is shaking like a leaf in the wind. But Jesse ultimately wins the challenge.
I beat Wes from the challenge. This is what I've been wanting since day one, to beat him at his own game.
Enter Wes, begging Jesse like his life depends on it to take him to the finals. Back in the stronghold, Jesse had to nominate 3 villains for the final hit list. New York? Check. Larsa? Check. And then came Wes, who Jesse roasted harder than a Thanksgiving turkey.
Moments ago, you just stood in my face and you said you didn't want to compete because you are a coward. You're getting your opportunity to compete because once you're done there, you get to face me again. I've already beat you once and I'm gonna do it again.
I got goosebumps.
Wes retaliated with a monologue about being a misunderstood genius, but honestly, it just sounded like villainous mansplaining.
So, Safaree's going to the finals, everybody!
Wow, Safaree skates into the finals by doing absolutely nothing. Seriously, With all the Jesse and Wes drama, kinda forgot he was still there. Will Wes prove he's more than just talk? Will New York unleash her inner HBIC? Or will Larsa's glutes finally get their redemption arc? So, we've got the Jesse and Wes drama. Jesse calls Wes a coward. Wes calls Jesse his bitch. And somewhere in between, they manage to drag each other's families into it.
To throw me up ever would be upsetting, but the whole doing so by swearing on our families thing, yo, that is just too far.
You're a dead man walking.
Honestly, it's like watching two toddlers fight over a juice box. The final redemption challenge is properly named Arch Enemies, where villains must build an actual arch using quotes said about them. Larsa struggles because nails and small hands aren't ideal for Roman architecture. New York declares geometry her nemesis.
Wish I would have paid attention a little bit more with geometry. The arches are just not wanting to stick together. This arch situation is not in my favor.
And Wes? Well, he goes full Rain Man with math permutations. After incorrect guesses and Joel's unsolicited history lessons about arches versus arcs, Wes finally wins. Cue the smugness.
New York and Larsa, you have lost the challenge and also lost on your chance at $200,000. How are you guys feeling?
I feel defeated right now. I didn't win yet again. Will I come back for season 3? I don't know. Somebody call production and tell them I should.
So it's Jesse, Safaree, and Wes up for the $200K. Now it's time for the returning villains to strategize their votes.
I would vote for you,
Okay.
but I need to see like how it's gonna be played there. Do you understand?
What's that?
Because let's say you have my vote, but I just have to vote. Do you understand?
Not really.
I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna hear everyone out, and I will be listening, and then we'll make a decision from there, you know?
I appreciate
So,
that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I ain't doing all that. I said everything I need to say. I earned my stripes. And I don't need to prove nothing else. So I'm not going around the house like a little sad puppy dog and asking people, hey, are you gonna vote for me?
I very much so want you to vote for me to win tonight.
Whether you wanna call it gameplay, whether you wanna call it me just being me, I don't need to beg anybody.
At the ceremony, everyone's side-eyeing Wes's shady immunity necklace stunt, finding out it was home brewed, and people are furious.
Will you please tell them if this is real?
This is definitely a necklace. But it has nothing to do with this show.
You're a cheater. That's cheating.
Larsa.
That to me is not playing fair.
Larsa, this has been going on for 24 years.
I don't care about a game that happened 24 years ago.
No.
I care about the game that I'm in now.
Meanwhile, Safaree's just chilling, letting the bitterness simmer among the cast like a fresh pot of villainous tea. Later, with Jesse doing all he could to beat out Wes, it ends up being Safaree and Wes tied. And the most diabolical twist of the season, Jesse has the tie-breaking vote and tells Wes to beg on his knees to win. And I mean beg.
Beg.
Jesse, make that man beg and kiss your cause you, Wes. Go back to MTV, buddy.
Get on your knees and beg.
You can tell Jesse getting to tear down Wes is more of a prize to him than $200K.
Wes grovels one last time, and Jesse basically says, too little, too late, buddy, and hands the victory to Safaree.
Man, I was so close to just telling him to off. I was so close to telling him to off. But you have to take it. You have to try.
Safaree, you are the ultimate supervillain. Congrats.
Safaree walks away with the title of supervillain and with $200,000, proving sometimes just being yourself is the most villainous move of all. What did you think of Season 2 of House of Villains? Who do you want to see in Season 3? Leave your comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more reality TV coverage. Thanks for watching.